So where do you think we're going to be going then with the future of aviation in the next 5 to 10 years? Someone that's watching this channel, they're looking at buying a private jet, that maybe already have a private jet, they're looking at changing. I mean, and they're thinking, well, what should I go into? Where's the industry going to go in the next 5 to 10 years with technology? We've talked about avionics and how avionics and flight control systems have changed and evolved, but the aerodynamics in the engines haven't officially evolved. Do you think we're going to see any of this so-called black ops technology come into the private aviation space? Some of it, a little bit of it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of talk of electric jets. A company called Aviation in Israel right now will be certified by 2023 with a 9-seater electric jet, which will fly about 700 nautical miles. That itself will be quite a jump in technology. What do you see happening in the next 5 to 10 years?
Basically, I see what might be happening are some of the things that Burt Rutan alluded to years ago. Mm-hmm. Burt Rutan always talked about how we've got to get rid of the instrument panel because everyone's looking down at the instrument panel. Yeah. You've got all these steam gauges, and we've partially gotten there with the glass panels now, the G1000 and all these other
and the head-up display
systems
as well on the windscreen.
Yep. Yeah. We're heading in that direction, but we're not there yet. We've got to completely get rid of an instrument panel altogether. Talking about a heads-up display or something that's projected on the inside glass or something. Yeah. That's where we're heading. But I just question what breakthroughs we'll see in propulsion for general aviation. That's the thing. I mean, we're definitely going to battery, we're going to electric, but aren't the ranges of these things just too short to be anything feasible?
Well, at the moment, and I think that's also the challenge with the electric car. I mean, the Tesla now has got about 300-mile range. But, people like Elon Musk and other scientists around the world are working on extending the battery. I mean, obviously, with an airplane, it's a bit different because these airplanes go up to 35,000 feet where the temperatures are a lot lower. So the battery obviously has to be able to function at a very low temperature and sometimes at a very high temperature, depending on and weather. You've got all that aspect to deal with, which is different to a car. But this electric jet that they're building in Israel, they've got it up to about 650 miles. And I think it's only a matter of time where they can get up to 1,000, then 2,000, 3,000 to 5,000 miles. They're working on it. And it's the same with the electric car. I mean, I think the first few cars were like 30, 40 mile range. Now we've got up to 350. So we're getting there. But if there are other propulsion systems out there, like the one that powers the TL3B with magnets, that's interesting.
The other thing to think about, too, is we're all hearing about the Aerion now and the supersonic Biz Jet. Yeah. But the limiting factor on these planes is always going to be that sonic boom footprint. They're still trying to get rid of that. You can't fly supersonic over the continental United States, so it's all reserved for over the ocean. Yeah. That's the thing. If they can apply the technology that the military has already figured out on these supersonic business jets, then they can fly over the U.S., the continental U.S., and that's where I'd like to see it going. That would be a breakthrough if we can get that.
Yeah, or they'll just fly on one of SpaceX's rockets. That, I think, is something probably Elon Musk mentioned, inside 5 years. And I often, I was watching these rockets take off and he's trying to land it down like this, and I'm thinking, what's he wasting his time doing that for? Why don't you just put a parachute on it and land it in the sea like everybody else is doing? And then, right. Robert Zubik told me, the Mars Society guy, said no, because he's looking at taking people from anywhere to anywhere in less than an hour, 100 people on a rocket. And if you can use that rocket 4 or 5 times a day instead of 2 or 3 times a year, you're going to bring the cost down. And even if you charge someone $20,000 to fly from New York to Shanghai in 35 minutes, they're going to pay the money because they can get there and back in the space of a few hours and have their business meeting at the same time.
Reagan talked about an Oriental Express back in '85, and we haven't seen it yet. But I question whether it's something that has been developed within the classified realms. Because if you look at the SR-71, which was retired in 1990, and a lot of people said that it was retired because satellites can do the job. We don't need the Blackbird anymore. But the problem is satellites have predictable orbits, and when a satellite runs out of fuel, it's a paperweight. So we have to have an either manned or unmanned hypersonic reconnaissance vehicle to supplement the satellites. They have to work hand in hand. So by definition, right there, it tells you that we have assets out there that are working together with the satellites, be they manned or unmanned. We've got to have something. And that's kind of goes into the sightings that we've seen since early to mid-1990s of these vehicles flying over high-speed Mach 5, things that's been seen by pilots, commercial airline pilots, military pilots, civilians have been seeing these things. It looks very convincing that we do have that technology now. They have developed something to supplement the satellites.
So it was great, more insight there from aerospace engineer and researcher Michael Schratt, who just been telling us about some really interesting things. If you want to get in contact with Michael or want Michael to speak at your conference, you can ping him below, the email below here. So that's all from Fab Poli here at Biz Jet TV. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and comment below and like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.